Where am I?
What's up, gamers? It's Bad Boy Crimes, and we're here to announce the startling discovery that the Zodiac killer has been found.
Or
has he? Interesting.
Wow, what a opener.
What an opener, dude. I'm professional over here. So
this is the most professional I think we've ever been.
It's the most professional we ever will be.
I mean, because the Zodiac killer, that's serious. I mean, this is a real thing.
This is a real thing that been going
affects
on
real
perhaps
people
forever.
Really, I mean, there was Cain and Abel, and then Seth, and then the Zodiac killer.
I'll tell you, I forgot about Seth once again.
You can't forget about Seth. The Zodiac killer was one of the other kids. I think there was more than just the three of them. From old Adam and Eve.
Based on how many people are here today, I would assume there are more than three of them that were all men.
Yeah, which is maybe the Zodiac killer was a woman.
Maybe he's Adam. So
maybe it's Seth. Sorry.
I wanted to genuinely discuss this because I foresaw something like this happening, not specifically the Zodiac, but after like the Pandora Papers, which was the sequel to the Panama Papers.
Is that real?
Yeah.
No, I mean
that's
what it's actually called.
Yeah. Pandora Papers. It's not called the sequel, but it is.
Okay. Because I was like, that's weird.
They don't really brand scandals as.
It is weird that they're both pan something,
Yeah, I believe they're both the exact same thing. But the Pandora Papers, if you don't remember, the Panama Papers is all these shell corporations in Panama that were hiding billionaires' money, laundering money and shit. Pandora Papers are like, yeah, they're doing that, but now it's in North Dakota.
I mean, but if you wanted to get away with doing any kind of laundering, I feel like one of the Dakotas. Great spot.
North Dakota.
No one's gonna look.
I've held the opinion for a long time. North Dakota is the most forgettable state. And people are like, Wyoming. Everyone knows Wyoming because it's not memorable.
I feel like I forget Nebraska.
Nebraska's like, you got Lincoln. Name one city in North Dakota.
I mean, I remember the Dakotas because there's a north and a south, but Nebraska is just by itself, and I'm like, yeah, it's one of those shitty ones in the middle of the country. I think I don't know where it is.
I used to tell this joke where I'm like, can you name every state with the word "new" in it? And people would be like, New York, New Mexico, New Hampshire. I'm like, Nebraska, and they're like, shut up, dude.
What a bit. I'm glad that one fell out of your rotation. You got new material.
I was about half my current age doing it.
Honestly, that's better than some of the stuff that you've done.
Nebraska, pretty good.
Why would you make an old state when you could make a new state?
You heard of a nutritionist? I'm an old nutritionist.
Okay, that's pretty good. Look at me, I'm yes-anding bits.
You just said it's pretty good. That's not a yes and. Anyway, Pandora Papers are like, yeah, you're doing it in North Dakota, which North Dakota is like, there's nothing there. You have to drive like 8 hours just to see Mount Rushmore in South Dakota.
Wait, Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota?
I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
Where is it if it's not South Dakota?
I figured there's just a big mountain range that made the U.S. separate from Canada.
Yeah.
Because like in World of Warcraft, when each little zone in the OG days, instead of they would just like build shitty mountains to like wall off the zones in like the different, I don't know, not countries, but like different areas. I don't know, you know what I mean.
Sure.
So everything was divided by mountains. So I figured that's how it worked here in the real
Yeah,
world.
absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's in South Dakota. Anyway, Pandora Papers happening in North Dakota, where billionaires are just like hiding their funds. So that just came out, and then the Facebook whistleblower was like, "Hey, Facebook, real
Yeah, what was
sus."
up with that? What was up with the whole Facebook being down for like half a day? It was
Um,
a
so
sussy
this
baka move, you know?
this interview went out with a whistleblower that was like, Facebook is intentionally like misleading the public and advertising hate speech and like misinformation on vaccines and everything.
Well, I mean, but
And
duh,
they're,
you know, they
yeah,
gotta get the bag, you know?
well, I think they're doing fine. And then Mark Zuckerberg himself was like, if we just turn off the website, I think it's fine. Turns out kind of worked. Um, So that happened. And then Case Breakers, which is an independent volunteer organization, cracked the Zodiac case. And they did a press release, which, like, we've figured out who the Zodiac killer is before. Like, only 5 years ago, we found out that it was Ted Cruz. So, like, they're just bringing it up again. And it's also happened before Ted Cruz in a non-meme way where they're like, we found it. Um,
I feel like it's very easy to just point out somebody and be like, Zodiac killer?
could be
Mhm.
him.
And people will
Uh,
be like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. Like I could be like Skillshot,
could be me.
Zodiac killer,
I
coach.
was not alive during any of the murders, but
Yeah, me neither.
no,
I mean, if you weren't, I certainly weren't, unless I'm lying about my age,
yeah.
which I would
Unless
never
I'm
do.
wrong about the Zodiac killer because I know very little about him. But so there was a press release by a volunteer like detective organization, essentially Sherlock Holmes, but not good.
Yeah.
Um, and they're like,
So like us.
this original, yeah. In many ways, we are like Sherlock Holmes cracking cases. Um, so they're like, this original sketch from like 1955 or whatever. He has like a furrowed brow,
Yeah.
and Gary Post, he has like
Post.
scars.
Recent guest on the Doug Zone Post.
Could be Post.
Could be Post.
He has like scars on his forehead that match a furrowed brow. And then they're like, also, if you put his full name into one of the like codes, the
Yeah.
ciphers that he did, it allegedly unlocks one thing.
Maybe the Zodiac killer was just friends with
Yeah,
Gary Post, and so he's like, "Well, I'm going to throw my boy a bone, like reference him in my work." You know what I mean?
yeah.
You do little like
Little
bits
shout out.
that are little shout outs that are just like a wink and a nod to like only one guy's going to get it.
That's
Now
this
he's
show
dead.
for sure.
Yeah. So like people on the internet, you know, I've been paying attention to the internet as you know as a true crime specialist would, because I really want to get to the bottom of this stuff, as we all do,
Yeah.
as we're all of us here
We
in the
all got a
Backwood
real
Crime
passion
Studios,
for
all of our
justice.
producers. We love justice and we love crimes, borderline in a sexual way, and yeah, sorry, I couldn't take that seriously, but a lot of people are like posting screen caps of like the dudes like on Facebook being like, "Oh man, I missed Gary Post," or like, "Oh, this dude's great," or like just all this stuff. I'm like, and people are thinking Gary Post is Zodiac killer, but I think you should flip it around.
Mhm.
One of those guys shouting out Gary Post,
Yeah,
is the Zodiac killer.
I would believe the Zodiac killer is still alive. I gotta look.
Gary Post is the Subway Jared of the whole Zodiac killer pyramid thing. You'll hear it here first and also nowhere else.
Yeah. So this was the late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Now that that's confirmed. So to figure out when this was going on, I googled Zodiac killer origins, and there's like a Google blurb that says it was in the late 60s or whatever. The second link is Ted Cruz Zodiac Killer meme Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Very funny.
Yeah. So this story was originally picked up by Fox News after this press release by this Sherlock Holmes makeshift investigation squad. And their evidence pretty dang thin. And Fox News has a vested interest in getting people to make memes about the Zodiac Killer and being like, the Zodiac Killer was alive for the Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer meme, and he also like was alive to watch the Zodiac movie in theaters. So like, if people make memes about this, no one's going to be talking about Facebook and the Pandora Papers.
Oh, I thought you were going to imply if people think this guy's the Zodiac Killer, they're going to stop thinking Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer because Fox News has a vested interest in protecting Ted Cruz.
Good old Ted. Yeah. So those are my thoughts. I actually wrote notes on this. I've gone through them all. There's 5 sentences. So that's some serious detective work that I've done.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, as a true crime subject matter expert, which we are on this program, absolutely, I think maybe, but also maybe not.
Very nuanced.
Really. Well, I mean, that's what I really like to get down because, I think it's important to be very even keeled, very, I'm not taking a side here. I'm here I'm taking the side of truth, which I don't think has been unveiled yet.
The truth has been highly underrepresented in today's climate.
Oh, the attention economy online. It's not about truth.
No.
It's about the filters and the hashtags and the check marks. And frankly, I'm sick of all of it.
That's a very Ted Kaczynski take.
Yeah, I feel like I've got a little bit of him in me,
Well, that's good. I have to look up when I need to leave to get to work.
Yeah, I have a girl asking me point blank, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm recording a podcast. She asked when I will be done. So who knows what that could be about? Maybe she just wants to have a chat about the Zodiac Killer, which I would just say, listen to the podcast in a few days. Don't talk to me about it. I just talked about it. And you're missing another half of the conversation, which is so important.
It's true. I am really running this discussion right now.
Yeah, because
I've forgotten my work address.
Well, I also, up until a few moments ago, I had no internet.
Yeah.
And the internet I did have on my phone, I was just using to play Pokemon Unite. So, which, I mean, as a pro player, I feel like that falls onto me to do.
I agree.
Yeah, it's important.
This seems bad. This information that I am.
I mean, I don't think. Look, no one was ever going to figure out who the Zodiac Killer is unless we travel through time, which I don't think we can do. And that's that.
Okay, so the bus is not running conveniently for me to get to work
At all. So you just don't go.
I kind of have to go. I took this week mostly off.
Well, yeah, because he had that moldy bread.
Yeah, I did eat moldy bread. But okay, so I learned this fact that if one piece of bread has mold on it, you cannot have any of the loaf.
I mean, you shouldn't, but
I mean, you
can get away with
could have the piece of bread with the mold on it. So I learned that, or I was told that anyway. And then my reaction was, so if I just rip off the piece of the bread that's moldy, it's fine.
Well, I mean, you should go, okay, the mold's on this part of the loaf, so I'm going to go to way in the front and take those front pieces.
I mean, yeah, that's also an option.
I would
What
not
I
just
did
take
is
a
I
piece of
just
bread, rip off the half that has most of the mold on it, and then eat the other.
it
That is
was
foolish.
it was minuscule amounts of mold.
I mean,
It was like I don't know. It was a small circle. Okay, it was just a little dot. And
they could be
sometimes the
doing
bread
it.
just looks like that. Sometimes bread just comes with like dust on it and stuff.
That's why you always get white bread.
White
Gotta stick
bread's
to white bread.
really
You know if there's mold in it. Because it won't be white. It won't be just nice, white, soft bread. It'll have stuff in it. But you get like some fucking green shit.
I get
Who knows
grains
what's
with
good and what's bad?
it comes with flour on top or something. I don't know. I'm very wealthy, okay? I just steal poor valor, but I get fancy bread.
Oh
I
yeah,
get that sourdough rye bread.
I have money, but I live like a poor person.
I have a lot of money, but I do eat moldy bread. What are you gonna do? Sometimes that happens.
I mean, it's pretty preventable, but yeah, sometimes it happens.
It's absolutely preventable. But I did already get the pan out to make grilled cheese.
So you had mold. You didn't have moldy bread. You had moldy grilled cheese.
Yeah, the heat
That's
should have
worse.
killed the bacteria.
That's not how that works. I mean, I can't really talk though because my shower is pretty rough right now.
That's fine. Everything.
I have a pipe that feeds from my AC unit into my shower, like because I have one of those bath / shower setups. You know what I mean? I have the tub, and so to help like collect runoff from my air conditioning unit, which is in the ceiling of my bathroom for some reason,
right.
It drips the water from a PVC pipe just into the tub. And the problem is that I run my AC literally all the time and it's very cold. So it's constantly dripping water and it creates some stuff.
Yeah, I could see how that would be bad.
Yeah. But I cleaned it recently. So let the record show. Let the record show, depending on who's listening.
Well,
it still doesn't look great because it like also leaves a stain. So like I've just this like amber stain going through like the base of my tub that looks like shit, but it's not. It's just some color from the AC unit thing as it drips down.
Have you considered getting a bath mat? I think that might worsen the problem.
Yeah, no. The more things the water can splash onto and like stay on, and then
I mean, like a thing within the tub to cover up the stain, like one of those sticky pads old people have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think those are. I think those are all clear, so you see it anyways, and you can't miss it. And also, that would just create more surfaces for the water to splash onto, and then for mold to like form, or how I don't know how mold works. So it's just a bad move. It's just a bad setup. I don't think they have tubs do this anymore.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't. Anyway, we got all the serious stuff out of the way. Time to talk about some crimes. I have nothing else to talk about.
You don't?
Not really. I haven't left my house in quite some time.
You have had nothing happen since the Patreon episode?
No. I don't even remember when we did that, to be honest.
That was
2 days
Wednesday,
ago?
right?
I don't know. That sounds
because
right.
I think it was post Survivor.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I did eat moldy bread and then take like 4 days off work.
It's a great thing to do at a job you just started. Just start taking time off.
Yeah. I got real acquainted with some people. They sent me a lot of emails.
Oh. Were they positive emails, or were they like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?"
Kind of the second one. So I emailed one person,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm pretty sure this person works in the day, and I'm emailing them at like 10 o'clock at night. And then like an hour later, 11 o'clock, somebody else emailed me, and they're like, hey, that email got forwarded to me. And then I responded to them, and then they CC'd somebody else on the email. I'm like, this is too many people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people to get involved just to say, I'm sick.
Yeah. Just like, I'm not going to come. Like, you have to go get tested. So I got COVID tested.
Did you
I'm
blame it on COVID specifically, or did you just...
No. I said...
You're just like, I'm sick, and they're like, you have to get COVID tested.
Yeah. I was like, I'm fine. Like, I don't have any symptoms. I just have a tummy ache. And they're like, you have to get tested. I'm like, that's not even one of the symptoms. It's not even one of the symptoms of COVID, really.
I mean, my job doesn't even make me do that. I'm just be like, I'm not feeling well, and they're like, see you later. And I'm like, all right. They used to when it was big pandemic time. They're like, anybody who's sent home from work, because like one day I also had a tummy ache, so I went home early, and then they're like, well, you have to, triple thousand check and send all of your symptoms to HR so that they know that you don't have COVID. And I'm like, I know I don't. I ate something shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, COVID's really fucked up the ability to just skip work for one day, which is a big thing in my life.
Skipping work?
Yeah, you just, like, I don't like to do it. I just like to not be at work,
Yeah, I think most people don't enjoy working, but I think there's there's some honor in working anyways,
which I do all the time.
As do I.
I'm always working.
And I'm always twerking, folks. It's not
folks.
True. Some of you wish, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of big coach heads out there who is wishing I was just twerking all day long. But sorry, that's just going to have to
that doesn't pay the
remain
bills.
Fantasy. Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's true. Not yet. No, there are no coach heads.
No. That's fine.
And that's fine. You're like, I wouldn't have it any other way.
I would prefer if people liked you more, because
I've been very good this episode.
All the feedback on the podcast is like, it's good, but like your co-host
is deranged.
He's a little abrasive.
No, I've been fine. I'm chill.
Man.
How long will this last?
Who's to say?
Who knows? Could be minutes, could be days, could be months. Yeah, no, I feel like that's not going to happen, but I don't know.
That's fine.
That's fine. It's fine.
So is that I had to go to a pharmacy, get a thing up my nose.
I've never been COVID tested.
I've been tested twice, both times negative. Shout out to the folks who have never had COVID. You've been doing the right stuff.
Me.
Yeah, me too. You've been doing the right thing.
I have not been doing the right thing. I'm surprised I didn't get it. Hell, if timelines worked out differently last year, I would have gotten it.
Yeah.
Because a certain somebody, and those who are in the know who I'm talking about whenever I say a certain somebody, had it last year, but that was after my entanglement. So,
I didn't know Jada Pinkett Smith, first of all, was talking to you, or that she had COVID.
Well, that's you heard it here first. I'm not saying it's true, but I am saying you heard that idea here first, and probably nowhere else. Watch like a celebrity gossip blog. Like one of our listeners is just some guy who runs a blog. He's like, oh, well, I'm gonna, and then that's how we blow up. Yeah,
I hope so.
So, somebody, why don't you start that?
Matt,
get on that.
Yeah, just start celebutainment.edu. Just start there.
Oh, you.
It's educational.
It's Celebutainment University.
Now
Now
what about
that's
a
an
university
idea.
that just teaches gossip?
Girl, that's where I went to school.
Every class is just spilling tea.
Girl, who you telling? For real, I mean, if you, on our private channel on the Discord, let me tell you, some tea is spilt.
It has been dubbed the tea chat by certain excommunicated members.
Yes. Well, excommunicated implied that we got rid of them. They left on their own volition, which was probably for the best for everybody.
Yeah. But you are missed. If you have ever listened.
Sorry, this is too inside baseball for some listeners, so let's move on.
All right.
Shout out to you know who, Wink.
Yeah, this might be why.
See, maybe is that why people think I'm abrasive?
Yeah.
That wasn't good fun. I wasn't waving my arms in the air and screaming about this, that, and the other thing, you know?
It's all fine. Anyway, here's a crime for you.
The allegory of the cave. No, that's a thought crime, folks. Just kidding. I love it. But I'm not in the cave.
I am deeply within the cave.
Yeah,
the fire's not even
our
on.
Fans are in the cave, and I'm just outside doing the shadow puppets, baby.
The fire is not even on yet. I'm just in a dark cave looking at a wall being like, damn, life's great.
Dude, life rips, as somebody once said.
I don't know if either of us have ever said that before.
Isn't that a Crystalia bit?
I
Doesn't
think
he
it
say
is.
that? Yeah.
I think Crystalia says it, but both of us saying it when none of us ever.
I was
says
referencing him. I don't know what you were doing.
I was also referencing him.
Okay, so we're on the same page. What are you making this the deal about?
I'm saying it's surprising. We're on the same page here.
Oh, that's chemistry, baby.
Chemistry. Famous
good
third mic on the cast.
podcast.
Chemistry.
Sorry, Matt, you've been fired. You've been relegated to backup fourth mic.
So March 30th, 2015, Melissa Jacobson started her day doing something most of us do from time to time.
Jacking off. No.
I think that's a bit of a self-report.
No, I was doing a bit. What would she do? Read the paper, brush her teeth.
I think starting her day is a little bit presumptuous of the article, but it says returning things to customer service.
That's how you start your day. That's a midday activity.
No,
somebody wakes up and it's like,
most of us
before I've had my coffee, I need to return the shit I bought from Target.
This is something most of us do from time to time, which is not disputable, but starting her day is the weird part. But that's not what the article is about. Things. I also never return things. I'm like, well, I got scammed. That's the way the life rips sometimes.
Sometimes life really does something real, and sometimes that is ripping.
Absolutely. Speaking of ripping, the line. Now this, I mean, you're on track here. So what's interesting is she's starting her day. Now, maybe it's not morning. Maybe she's an afternoon waker.
Yeah, maybe she's one of those people who stays up till 4 a.m, wakes up at
noon.
Yeah, some of our listeners.
Some of them. Now, the line to return things at this particular establishment, a little long.
Oh, and so you can't have a long line.
So Melissa says, this line's a little bit too long. I'm going to take a quick break. I gotta go potty.
Did she say that this line is too long? It exists. That's not fine, and I am going to do something about it.
Well, she didn't really do anything about the line.
No.
So she was like, I need to go potty. And I guess she didn't know where the bathroom was.
So she just shit herself.
She went behind a cash register, which was
that's going potty
on security camera.
The potty is in the eye of the beholder, man.
She did defecate on the floor.
Nice.
And then they looked at the cameras, and then they saw her on camera.
Yeah.
Allegedly wearing a shirt that said "dropping a load," which makes me think that this was planned from the start. And also, weird shirt.
Yeah. What wasn't this in like the 60s?
No, this was 2015.
Oh, when did you say 60s?
The Zodiac killer about
Oh.
20 minutes ago.
The timeline in my head got all
Wishy-washy.
silly. Yeah, it's fine. So this happened recently. I mean, that is for 2015. Somebody could have worn that. I mean, like somebody who would regularly shop at Walmart, probably, but not me.
Yeah, this doesn't say what establishment it was, but there's a photo of Big Kmart, which I don't know if Kmart even still exists. And then she was arrested at her own home. She went home, and then they found her, and she was wearing the same shirt. She didn't change, and she was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Way to go, Milwaukee.
She's had
Wisconsin.
a big shit, and sometimes that'll get you in deep shit.
It's true.
That's a little nugget of wisdom for this week's episode. Consider that, and while you consider it, consider giving us $1 on Patreon.
Folks, you could take it away at any time.
Yeah, we don't care. I certainly don't.
You can just pop in, give us $1, binge all the episodes. There's
so many.
800.
There's not,
and then
there's a big asterisk on that 800. And I'm not going to say what the asterisk says, but know that there's some fine print.
There is fine print. I don't know. There's over 10.
There's
well over
enough
10.
content for $1, I would say. I've certainly spent a lot more on a lot less.
It's true. And then once you binge all the episodes, just take your $1 back.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Wait a year, throw in another $1, do it all over again. We're helping you out. Cheat the system.
You're not going to hear that on
the Doom Scroll.
Yeah,
because
I was going to call out. Was going to call out My Favorite Murder again.
Oh, that's the easiest one to call out. We gotta give.
You're not going to hear
Karen
that on
and,
Call Her Daddy.
I don't know. I forget. What's the other hell? Fuck. What are their names?
Serial.
No, I'm the hosts of My Favorite Murder.
I have no idea. I've never.
I feel like I mean, they are in a lot of ways. Yeah, Karen and Georgia. Those are their names. So Karen and Georgia, come on the cast and defend yourselves for your. Wait, how much money?
Crime of having a good.
They get 35 million listens per month.
I think that's more than us.
That is only indeterminate a number more than us.
It's about 35 million more.
They're in the same genre as we are, which is true crime / comedy. But I think we bring something to the table that they don't. Is that good? Is that worth anything? Who's to say? But
curious what you think we bring to the table in the true crime / comedy realm.
Yeah, if you want to tell us, please DM us on Twitter at BadBoyCrimesPod. Slide in those DMs. Check the pinned tweet that'll get you to our Discord server, which is certainly interesting these days. And join it if you want to. And
then you can leave anytime you want. It's fine.
It's fine. You don't even have to talk. You can just kind of lurk and be like, "Wow, this is a community."
They're all falling apart.
Other than us.
Yeah, the two stoic
I mean, I'm so sharpened. It's just nothing even
foundations.
phases me anymore. I'm like, I can just cut through time and space, really. You know?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you can cut time or space.
I think you can if you're a cool
Sharp
enough of an
enough?
anime swordsman. Yeah. I feel like I definitely have anime swordsman vibes. Would you agree?
Based on the single time that I've witnessed you wield the sword, I would say no. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're not all that good with a blade.
No, it's not about the skill with the sword. That has really, frankly, nothing to do with it. It's about the
You're no Cairo
vibe.
Sejiro.
Okay.
You know Cairo Sejiro?
No.
Um,
It sounds cool. It
he's-
sounds very
he's great.
Japanese.
He's a guy. He did like a news interview in, I don't know, 2012 or something,
Yeah.
where he brought his sword onto the subway, and then he allegedly like stopped an assault or something.
Me.
And then on the news, he was like whipping around his sword, and he's like, he invented, like, while you were talking to women, I was studying the blade. I think
That
he
was
invented
him.
that. I think he invented that, and then he died in a canoe accident.
It sounds like he was without a paddle.
Nice. You know, a week ago, I just realized that there's a connection between a true crime podcast and the film Let's Go to Prison. It never occurred to me that those two things are at all
Fucking
related.
idiot.
I was like, I just like Let's Go to Prison a lot.
It's a great film.
It's really good.
It's been a while since we've sung the praises of Let's Go to Prison on this podcast. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Y'all should watch it. If you've already watched it, you should watch it again. And then you should get ready to watch it when it's my birthday. When we watch it as a Discord. Not next month. It could be if we want to celebrate my birthday twice. Speaking of twice, I was looking at the art for their. I really hate that this rabbit hole has probably been so weird for you to watch me go down.
I'm still unsure if it's ironic. I think it's ironic in your head, but genuinely it's not.
I think in general it isn't, but the depth of which I am presenting it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or maybe not depth, the like intensity of it. For those who don't pay attention to what I say, which is a lot of people, Twice is a Korean girl group that I've fallen in love with over the summer. Because, I had nobody in my life, but Twice was there for me. And there's nothing more beautiful than that. But they showed off their, I guess, art for their third full album, which comes out in November, and they're all like dressed up as like scientist-y, like school teacher-y people.
Okay.
So it's pretty. That looks promising.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I am
look
not
forward
at
to
all
that.
involved in the Twice fandom. I'm not.
We should listen to the album and then do an episode about it. A Patreon episode about it. You're like, the appeal of the Patreon episodes, we don't have to do any homework for those.
Yeah.
That's
Patreon
fair.
episodes.
Okay, I'll listen to it and just do a 30-minute ramble about Twice, and then you can just sit there.
Okay.
How's that sound? And then you can talk about Kanye or whatever the fuck.
There. You just do a solo 30-minute episode. We'll see how the
maybe if there's a need for it, I guess I'll do it. I don't know. I might not have a choice.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? Nothing else is happening. check out the Patreon. I feel like I was going to say something. We should do react content on the Patreon.
What are we reacting to? We could have
Dax
reacted
Shepard
to the
films.
Smash Bros. Character reveal. Well, I could have.
Yeah.
I would have cried. I did cry at my desk when that
Sure.
fucking big shoot ass Sora popped out the fucking keyhole.
I think it would do numbers to do like a live.
And do numbers on a
reaction to-
Patreon thing because
Yeah.
famously that's a platform where stuff can get shared easily and that people can access easily.
Honestly, if you put the good content behind a paywall, people will pay for it.
But how will they know it's there?
We advertise.
Hey, pay us $1 to look at this grown man
Watch
being
Let's
stupid.
Go to Prison for the 40th time.
Director's commentary, but neither of us are the directors.
Viewer commentary.
Yeah. We got to get Bob Odenkirk on the cast.
Bob. I
Be
know
like,
you've had
look,
some
I
heart
know
issues
people
this
would
week.
ask you about literally anything else you've ever worked on, but we want an episode just on Let's Go to Prison. What do you say?
I will not ask you about Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad or Bob and David or Mr. Show
Or Nobody or Little Women.
or if your heart's okay.
None of that shit. We're going to just only, it's all about Let's Go to Prison. And I think if you pitch that to him, that's a higher chance of getting a response than anything else.
Some kind of response.
It might be a negative one, which we could read on air.
I think that would be cool. If
I'd
Bob
work really hard
Odenkirk's
on my
people-
Bob Odenkirk impression, which I don't have, but I'll make one so I can read it.
Yeah. I was going to try and do one, and I realized I
You're like,
couldn't
I don't
do
remember
one.
what he sounds like.
The only thing that I've seen him in recently is I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah, he was in that one.
That one
Sketch
about
in, like, the diner.
classic cars.
Yeah. Dude, he loves his classic cars. Who doesn't,
Yeah.
honestly?
I don't. I think cars are bad.
I mean, they are bad, but they're fucking cool, man. It's like smoking. It's bad, but it's kind of cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I don't know why it's always been a thing that it's cool to do a thing
smoke.
that's not good for you.
Well, I
Like
don't think it's
wearing your
about.
seatbelt, not cool.
Well, I think
Like danger is cool.
the
always.
strap on the seatbelt thing looks stupid. If you were to go from not wearing one to wearing one, you'd be like, wearing one makes you look like a dork. And it's not like, oh, I think being unsafe is cool. It's I don't want to look stupid. Whereas like
I
smoking,
guess that's
you look kind of cool. And it feels cool.
I was
And I don't think
gonna-
people are like, wow, I love that I'm getting lung cancer. This is so cool. Like no one's fucking saying that.
I was gonna say that smoking is unique in that it was cool before people knew it was bad for you. Because like, didn't doctors used to like prescribe?
Yeah, they prescribe it
smoking?
because the smoke, it gets all that shit out of your lungs, all that bad
Yeah,
stuff.
it definitely gets shit out of your lungs.
That's what smoking does. Yeah.
um,
It's like leeches, they you get the bad blood out of here.
yeah, it's interesting to think that, but also, I guess you're right that seatbelts just aren't cool. And like, it's cool to
Like wearing a
risk your
helmet
life.
looks lame, but if there was a helmet that somehow didn't make you look stupid,
There was a helmet that looked like your hair, which I've been trying to invent.
if you could get that looking realistic,
Yeah.
then yeah,
You can't really.
no. But
There's a
if
Canadian TV show that I'm sure you've heard of, The Big Comfy Couch.
oh yeah, I did not like that lady. I did not like it when she
Really?
would get on the floor
And
and
do the
tell
clock
time.
dance.
I hated that. I hate that so much.
That was really the first Joker of my childhood.
Dude, she was the like proto girl Joker.
She should have played Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey.
We should do like a Harley Quinn enter the Harley verse, and she's in there. That would be a good movie. Get all the Harley Quinns. Except there's only really like one Harley Quinn these days. It's just Margot Robbie. Still be a good movie, but
It's true. I'm looking it up. The girl who played Lunette was in a 2018 film called The Joke Thief. Interesting.
Sounds a little bit like The Joker.
It does.
What does she look like now?
Why isn't Harley Quinn named The Joker?
That is a good. Allison Court is Lunette.
Yeah. Allison Court, Canadian. But I wanted to say about the big comfy couch.
She's so old.
The mailman on the unicycle, his helmet had fake hair coming out of it because one time he took the helmet off and the hair was still there. So
no, this girl's married. Lame.
Yeah, she's like 52 or something, isn't she?
She's like.
She is 47.
47, yeah. Wow, she's old. I thought she was like young when she was doing the big comfy couch, but she was not.
Yeah, she was in her mid-20s.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I thought she was like 12.
No, absolutely not.
This is like, I thought looking her up was going to be like looking up the fucking Teletubby baby. It was a way off.
Yeah. Allison Court, come on the cast. You don't need to defend yourself. You just want to talk.
She did a lot of Resident Evil stuff. She was Claire Redfield for quite a while.
That's cool.
That's cool. Not anymore, but you know, it's fine.
Can't win them all.
You sure can't.
Okay, this is fine.
Wait, she was in Beetlejuice? Oh, the TV series. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was like, Beetlejuice, she must have been too young for that.
No. The Big Comfy Couch ran from 1992 to 2006. No fucking way.
That's wild.
It did. That's fucked up.
Maybe I should get into
the Big Comfy
TV
Couch.
show.
Oh, okay. So it ran from 92 to 96, and then there's a season in 2002, and then there was a season in 2006. So it
makes more sense.
Not. I don't think I like the Dust Buppies, the Dust Bunnies. I don't think I like them too much.
I think that was the point, was you're supposed to learn to clean.
Well, oh yeah, I didn't like those little fucking rascals. Those pieces of shit.
Anyway, shout out Allison Court. Non-problematic childhood actress.
Yeah. Sort of. Sure.
How old would she be in 92? That was 29 years ago. She was like 18. Is that how math works? That's not how math works. She was like 21.
I still thought she was like 10.
Yeah. I knew that she wasn't 10. I was a little bit smarter than that.
Okay, sorry I wasn't a huge, big, comfy couch head. I saw like one episode. I was like, I don't fucking like this clock dance. I'm never watching this again.
I was a huge fan of the Big Comfy Couch.
Now, Bear in the Big Blue House.
No, stupid.
No, great show. Tutter? He rules. He's a little mouse guy.
I only know about the Bananas in Pajamas, the Big Comfy Couch, and
Roly Poly Oly. Classic. PB&J Otter.
PB&J Otter is fine. Nobody watched Roly Poly Oly.
Dude, I watched Roly Poly Oly. That theme song slaps.
The cantaloupe ad?
Yeah. The little robot guys.
No.
Nobody watched it. It's a great song. Look up the fucking Roly Poly Oly song and tell me I'm wrong.
Roly Poly.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the audience. Listen to the Roly Poly Oly song. It slaps. You'll thank me later when it's stuck in your head for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So now I've officially missed the last bus to get to work.
That's fine. Get your wife to drive you.
My wife isn't here.
It's sad. It's
yeah.
dark.
She'll be here tomorrow. She'll be here by the time this episode comes out. Folks, how great is my wife?
Pretty good.
She's pretty good. Definitely my favorite.
Folks, how great is my wife?
No comment. You ever have a phrase just pop into your head for no reason?
Baba Booey.
No, that's one of them.
That's one of them.
Sometimes I get a phrase that pops into my head. This is definitely some kind of like ADHD, autism type disorder. The phrase that just popped into my head that's going to be repeating in my head all night is Taco Bell social media.
That's not a phrase.
It's not a common phrase. It's a grouping of words.
That's like a name more than it is a phrase or a title.
Taco Bell social media. What if Taco Bell had a social media platform? Taco Bell.
Okay, what would that be like? What would that look like?
It's all ads, and then instead of the like 1 every 20 video ad, it's a regular video.
And what kind of videos would be people posting on?
It's all reviews of Taco Bell.
Okay, so it's just like the
positive
report of the
or
week.
Negative.
It's the report of the week, but
like
anyone for Taco Bell, and
anyone can upload it.
Okay.
But you have to be talking about Taco Bell the entire time. You can't just be like, hey, Taco Bell, but really I wanted to talk about true crime and the Zodiac killer. You have to be talking about Taco Bell the whole time. And each video is vetted by the Chihuahua.
The Chihuahua? I don't think the Chihuahuas had any influence over the Taco Bell empire in quite a time.
Do they have a mascot? Is their mascot just the bell?
Yeah, I don't think they have one anymore. I don't know if the bell counts.
Yeah, I don't think it
does.
counts.
Does the McDonald's they got rid of Ronald?
I was gonna say I don't know if they have mascots anymore. Like there's still the Burger King.
I mean, Wendy has Wendy,
but like that's just their logo. Do they use Wendy at all?
They do.
All their marketing is just to memers. They only want memers eating their food.
Dude, I've been having Wendy's recently, and I know you stan Wendy's, but
I stan Wendy's,
dude.
You gotta go to a better Wendy's.
I know, it's just like it's fine. I don't know.
There's
like I'll get a
Wendy's,
double stack. I'll get a $5 biggie bag, and I'm just like, this sucks. I'd rather have McDonald's.
I hate McDonald's. I will say Wendy's nuggets, real bad. Not good.
They're not good.
But
like their burger, their bun was not even toasted.
Yeah, I don't toast my bun. If
that's no, you should toast your fucking bun, folks. Culinary tip from Coach: toast your buns.
No, toasted bun sucks.
No, you're an idiot for saying that. Fuck you.
Toasted buns sucks.
Sorry to be too abrasive.
You want the soft, squishy bread, and then you have a crunchy topping, such as a hard lettuce or a green pepper.
Oh, a fucking hard lettuce. Talking about hard lettuce. No, I don't want any lettuce.
Hard lettuce.
No.
Lettuce does suck.
Lettuce is bad. Pickles are bad.
Pickles are bad.
I don't like I like lettuce and tomato on like a sub. I do not like them on a burger.
Tomato is just bad.
No, tomato can be good. You just have to have good tomatoes. And most tomatoes that you get are shitty ones that are bred for withholding or withstanding like being transported and not like flavor.
I think they're all bad. I don't think there's a good tomato out there.
Well, that's
it's all fine.
That's I guess a bad boy crimes debate that will have to be just recorded for us to get back to in the future. Maybe more information will come to the table, and we'll have a new discussion about if tomatoes are good or bad.
Once again, I think they're bad. If you've agreed with anything I've said this episode, please side with me on it.
I think it depends. A very nuanced take from Coach, known for his nuanced opinions on this show specifically.
Of course.
Man, I'm so proud of myself. I've been very well behaved.
Yeah, you've been great. This is
Should I
a good
do a
episode.
crime and then be bringing
Oh,
in for a
yeah.
landing?
Yeah.
We're already at an hour. And I told somebody I'd be done with the thing soon. I don't know if that'll actually pan out. I'm sure she probably just reached out to somebody else because she wasn't going to wait an hour for me, which is valid. Who would? This is a small crime. I changed my mind and wanted to do a small crime and not what I had originally talked about pre-show. But there was a little shooty poo in Texas this past week.
Just one?
That we know of.
That you know of.
Yeah, and so the name of this guy is Timothy Simpkins, which is really funny. He's got simp in his damn name.
I can see why that would lead to a disaster.
Yeah.
So,
according to footage on social media, was showed him getting into a little altercation, which some might say he was acting out of self-defense because he was being robbed and targeted by bullies. But during this altercation, some guys were, him and two other students were like fighting, and then the fight gets broken up. Everybody's chilled. Or no, I think it's just him and one other person. And then after they were calmed down, our boy Simpkins just pulls out a gun from his backpack and just shoots, like just kind of like a spray.
Sounds very impromptu.
It's just so funny to like get into a fight with a gun in your backpack, have the fight resolved, it's over, and then you're like, actually, hold on, one more thing. It's not funny, it's a school shooting, but
just to punctuate your point.
Yeah. And did anybody die? I think 3. Yeah, I think everybody's okay. Nobody was killed. I mean, people are in the hospital, but I don't think anybody died.
That's good.
Old Simpkins. I bet you that kid was like, "Who you simping today, Simpkins?" And he just had enough.
I would agree. You can't not be bullied with that name. You should really change your name at that point.
You should.
When I was 14, I knew a guy in my class who changed his last name because he was like, "It's too long. I'm tired of writing it out." And he just like cut the back half off of it.
That works.
And he was like, legally changed my name. And I was like, you know what? Baller. So just cut the back half off of your name, Simpkins, and
well, if anything, you want to cut the front hat off, but like even then, Kins isn't a good last name.
No, it's not.
Oh, I'm old Timmy Kins.
Yeah,
that sucks. Because then you can say he kins people. You know, who are you kinning now? You know, what fictional character are you kinning?
Yeah,
Timmy Kins. You know,
Timmy.
Nobody, that kid just didn't. Shout out to Texas. Shout out to school shootings in a bad way. Shout out for awareness. Shut down school shootings. As far as school shootings go, one where nobody dies it's fine by me. But it's bad. It's not fine.
Everything's fine.
Folks, that's the episode.
That's the episode. Shout out to the Patreon.
Shout out to Twitter.
Do the things. Listen to the Doug Zone. Tell them that they're rude.
Why are they rude? Just because.
They've been very rude to me. I've been cast aside.
I don't know about that.
They refuse to properly name anybody. And then
I was named properly. Didn't have a problem with me. It was a great, perfectly well executed episode. I have, frankly, Doug's own greatest podcast that I listen to. I'll just go out on the record and say that. Now,
I think that they've been quite rude to
does
me
Jillian
and
specifically always call you Squid Kid? Yes.
for no reason.
Am I calling her out? Who's to say? I'm just bringing up a point for the sake of discussion. This isn't a call out. If you want to call her out, you can go for it.
I'm calling her out, Jillian.
All right. I mean, Skillshy is the one who brought this up in a lot of ways.
Real rude. Squid Kid is like a Minecraft YouTuber.
Is he really?
I believe so. So like that's not me. And also,
apparently, Squid Kid is a enemy in Stardew Valley as well.
I am your only guest, including Ethan, who people will look up on Spotify and find your podcast.
Oh, yeah, I'm a Squid Kid.
You have misnamed.
He's got a wiki page. Do you have a wiki page?
No, I don't have a wiki page.
He's got 55 videos. Oh, this guy's also Canadian.
You should have him on.
We got to have Squid Kid on the podcast.
And then I made them a brand new theme song for the Doug Zone. Not even asked for. You know that, like, whatever ninja tweet was like, unasked for sandwich. This is an unasked for theme song. And they're like, we're going to use this. And then they just didn't have any theme song.
Yeah, I don't think that was out of malice. I think that was out of malice. Dude, Squid Kid. God, this is so confusing. Squid Kid has a quote on this youtube.fandom.com/wiki page that says, I don't want to go to school, so I just don't. That sounds kind of like you, man.
This might be me.
Yeah, maybe I think you have a Minecraft tuber persona. And you're like, yes, the perfect crime. I'm just going to swap the name around and be a different person.
It's time to merge my personas.
Yeah, you got to come up with a new one because I'm going to follow him on the podcast Twitter and ask him to come on and see what happens.
How many followers does he have before we end this episode?
On Twitter? Or on YouTube? He has 222,000 subscribers on YouTube. His Twitter, he's got 81,500.
All right, that's attainable.
And this guy's pronouns in his bio. So,
all right, very cool. Squid Kid, come on the show.
He has a tweet from October 4th that said Squid Kid and Squid Game, where he has a nice Minecraft skin with the outfit from Squid Game and then his squid face. Dude, I'm a big Squid Kid fan, let me tell you.
I think that's worse than my tweet where I tweeted the Squid Games are just games to me.
But the problem with people calling it like the Squid Games is that's like not what it like. There's one game that is called, I'm sure, something else in Korean, but is being translated into Squid Game, which is the final game in the gauntlet of games that take place on the show. But the gauntlet itself are not called the Squid Games, which is some really pedantic bullshit that only people like me would be really irritated by. So yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. But people who do watch the show and be like, oh, this would be the second Squid Game, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, idiot. There's only one Squid Game. They clearly explain what it is, the first scene of the show, what they explain what a Squid Game is. And then the show ends. Well, it doesn't totally end, but the last game is the Squid Game that you learn about in the first fucking scene of the show. It's a fucking bookend thing. They could have done it better, but
classic story writing.
It's basic shit. Just fucking pay attention.
All right. Anyway, folks, sign up for Taco Bell TikTok or whatever the fuck I was talking about. Good night.